I was reading this article about grocery prices from the 1970s, and it's
Oh,
really
yeah?
fascinating.
What's so interesting about it?
Well, for example, a dozen eggs cost 61 cents back then, which sounds
Okay.
cheap, right?
Definitely does.
But when you adjust for inflation, that's about 5.13 today, so actually more
really?
expensive than now.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, and eggs now average around $4.95 per dozen.
Interesting.
So we're paying less now.
That's crazy. I always thought prices were lower back then.
Right? It's like everyone assumes the past was cheaper, but that's
Exactly.
not always the case.
Huh, makes you think.
And it's not just eggs. Bananas were 23 cents per pound in 1975, which is 141 today, but now they're around 62 cents per pound.
So bananas are much cheaper now.
Exactly. It's like we're getting a deal without realizing it. Who knew bananas was such a bargain?
Haha, right.
Even gas prices. Back then, gas was 57 cents per gallon,
Okay.
or 3.48 today, and now it's about 3.34.
So gas is cheaper now too?
Yeah, it's surprising, but of course they had the oil embargo back then, which spiked prices.
True. Makes sense.
But, not everything is cheaper. Milk, for instance, in 1975, a half gallon was 78.5 cents, which is
Right.
$4.79 today, and now a gallon is about $4.03.
So milk is roughly the same price?
Yeah, pretty much.
But wait, aren't wages different now?
That's a good point. Wages have
Yeah.
changed, so affordability might be different.
Exactly. Adjusting for inflation doesn't tell the whole story.
True, maybe these comparisons are a bit simplistic. We should consider
Maybe.
the bigger picture.
I think we need to look at purchasing power and cost of living too.
You're right, it's more complex than just price tags.
So while it's interesting, we shouldn't jump to conclusions.
Absolutely, it's like comparing apples to oranges when we need
Or
more
apples to apples?
context.
Haha, exactly. Speaking of apples, how did their prices change?
In 1975, apples were 34 cents per pound, which is $2.07 today, and now they're about $1.26 per pound.
So cheaper again. There's definitely a trend here.
Yeah, but like you said, we have to consider other factors like wages and living
Right.
costs.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing that. It's really thought-provoking.
No problem. Gives us something to chew on next time we're grocery shopping.